You're watching Sports Beat.
Squally has a gap. Squally into the end zone!
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Beat. Glad to have you aboard. Our college football preview continues. Jeremiah, today it's all about the BYU Cougars for the next half hour. 3 weeks from today, yeah, the opener with Portland State. Then it gets fun.
Yeah, or tough, depending on your perspective. We don't need to wait too long to find out just how good the Cougars are. LSU's ranked 12th, Utah 25th, Wisconsin 10th, all in consecutive weeks. Plus Boise State and Mississippi State in the first 7 weeks of the season. They embrace the challenge.
They're excited. They're fired up. They love the exposure.
We're playing the best of the best. And you can't say that we're not.
Everyone knows LSU. You don't need to explain LSU or Wisconsin or Utah. People know those names. They ring in people's ears every year. So we're excited to prove that we can hang with big names.
Cotton for a first down and more.
Having an opportunity, that's anything that a player can ask for, is an opportunity to get on the field, to play against a great team, to be on a great team.
Tip ball intercepted. Dion Lake.
They just doubt us, but we like proving people wrong, and that's the thing. So when people are like, you guys playing LSU, be scared, I'm like, I don't get scared, or we all don't get scared. It's like we're motivated, like, oh, we're going to beat these guys.
I know that we play LSU. I know that we play Utah. Those are my 2 games I know, and I have circled on my calendar, but every single game to me this year matters a lot, but those 2 games specifically.
Crazy on the sideline right now, Sataki.
I can't just sit here and just be old coaches talk where 1 game at a time. We get that, but they also released the full schedule. You know, so if they release the full schedule, then I think it's okay to plan. I mean, it'd be crazy for me to ignore that, but I know our players see it, but we'll appreciate that, but then we'll focus on the first game, right?
You know, I bet the intensity of our off-season is way different than if we started our season with 4 or 5, you know, opponents that everybody's just going to pick us to win. You know, we're playing games where probably other than Portland State, we'll probably be the underdog, and I think that that's added an intensity to the way that we prepare.
White is absolutely blasted.
They're going to get our best shot regardless of who shows up. And so I could care less if it's the #1 team or if it's the worst team, right? We're going to play our best every week, and that's the goal.
As a player, you love to see what's ahead of you and playing that kind of football. Well, last year, the Cougars offense put up nearly 30 points per game.
Yeah, 200 yards rushing, 198 passing. Can they do it again this year? It all depends on that offensive line coming together.
What is this offense capable of this fall?
Eating dudes up and spitting them out.
El Bakri is in for 6.
We're going to bring that mentality. We're coming for you. You could be the best in the nation. We know you're trying to come for us, but, you know, we're coming right back.
Now steps up on his feet, dives for the goal line, and he's in for 6.
You want to bury dudes every down, every play. We have dudes that are freak athletes that are ready to compete, and, you know, we got a little chip on our shoulder. We don't like to be overlooked, but we're confident in ourselves, and, you know, we're ready to show people.
And Jamal strolls into the end zone.
Jamal was a big part of what we did, and Taysom. They were very good leaders, so somebody's got to emerge to take that.
Complete to the tight end.
I think it's going to be a little unique, a little bit different than what we saw last year, but without giving away too much of the game plan, you know. But I think that's expected when you lose Jamal Williams, who's the best running back of all time here. And, you know, we'll just have to deal with what we got right now. But I can tell you there's a lot of talent, and they're ready to explode.
I love what we have up front with T-John and Tooney and Kean, you know, 3 seniors who have, you know, been through a lot and proven themselves as great players.
Trinnaman is there, makes the catch at the 30.
We have dudes that, like Squally, Jonah Trinnaman. Jonah Trinnaman ran a 3.240 the other day, laser time. Like, we have dudes that are freak athletes that are ready to compete.
But Jonah's back and very dynamic. We got to find more ways to get him the ball. Leva Hifo, same thing, dynamic player. Got to get him involved in the game. And Talon Shumway, Micah Simon had a really good spring. Keely Davis, you know, they all bring a little something different. But Overall, I mean, that's a good group. They work hard, they're hungry, and usually that equals some success.
Is it complete? It is! Oh, Moroni Ulu Putu Tau!
The expectation that I have for this group is high. I love the talent that's in the room. I love the competition that's developing as we bring in the new players. My only concern is that wakes me up at night is I still know that there's guys in there I'm so excited about, but they haven't been in games yet. And we got to get them in games. We got to get them experience. And maybe a year or 2 years down the road, we're looking at a group that is deep and has experience, and that would be my goal.
Trineman, 3-2-40. Where'd he go?
Offensive linemen aren't experts on 40 times. They don't need to be.
Yeah, they're hoping he's that fast. Well, for quarterback Tanner Mangum, Ty Detmer's offense seems to be suited just perfectly for him.
Yeah, after watching from the sidelines last season, Tanner's ready to be the starter again in Provo. He's earned the respect of his teammates who expect a lot out of him this fall.
What do you guys expect from your quarterback, Tanner Mangum, this fall?
Greatness.
Down to the goal line and caught! Touchdown, BYU!
He's a good dude, period. He is a great leader off the field.
He's very competitive. He plays shuffleboard, and I always win, and he gets mad. And I tell him I'm sorry. I can't help it. No, but he gets mad, and he's just a competitive guy in everything he do.
That's something that you need because it makes you trust your brother, and you don't want to let your brother down. I don't want to, I don't want to see someone hit him and him get up like bleeding, So everything that he's doing is headed on making us better and leading us.
That's a 35-yard run for Tanner Mangum.
Is he ready to accept that responsibility again and lead this program?
Oh, he's ready. He's had a good spring, put time in. He's running the player run practices.
What are your expectations for Tanner Mangum this season?
I always want Tanner to be himself and do what he can, and he's grown a lot, and he's become a better person and a better player by being kind of an assistant coach last year. You watch him and how he supported Taysom and supported this team. Been really impressed with that, and I think that's giving him a lot of growth in ways that playing on the field can't give you.
You hold a high standard, though, for him. Even in spring, you were critical of him openly, and you're pushing him. How good can he be?
If you think I'm being critical of him, you should see him on himself. So I want him to improve, but I also want him to know that there's nothing wrong with what he's doing and the risks that he takes. We just need to be smarter and be tactical with how we do things, and I think he's set to do some great things. We'll just see. I hate making predictions, but I can tell you one thing: I've been on teams with a great quarterback that has great leadership qualities, and it usually ends up being a good thing.
Well, last year the Cougars relied heavily on Jamal Williams, of course, and his 138 yards rushing per game.
Yeah, he's going to be missed now with the Packers. So how do the Cougars make up for that production? Will it be by committee, or will one back rise up and carry the load?
No one's going to miss Jamal Williams more than you, right?
He makes play calling a lot easier when you can just turn around and hand it to him.
One day you're blocking for the greatest running back that we've had. Anybody else after that's going to be an adjustment.
While we might not have Jamal Williams, we got a lot of guys that can contribute.
Because a lot of these dudes, they want to be, they're looking at Jamal. They want to be like Jamal. They want to be better than Jamal, which is how it's supposed to be.
I want people to feel comfortable. Okay, Jamal's gone, but we have Squally. And I'm just trying to break away from that shadow.
Squally, he's already done great things last year. He's getting older, he's getting better, faster, stronger.
We do need a back, and I am that back. I am that guy.
I hope he does. You know what I mean? I hope he feels that way, and he should feel that way. And if he gets discouraged from that and doesn't, then maybe he wasn't the guy. But for me, I hope he does. I hope he feels like he has the most experience. It's his turn to step up. But my thoughts are, just because you're always the backup doesn't mean you're the starter. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that is earned week in and week out, especially at the running back position.
We can have a big committee.
They all bring something different to the table.
We have Ula, we have Riley, KJ, Trey. We have like a lot of dudes that are ready to compete.
Hopefully one of those guys rises to the top and can kind of be that guy. But if not, we'll mix and match and try to get them all touches that they're hoping for.
Well, in Detmer's offense, tight end now has made a comeback in Pro Bowl.
Hey, remember that? Yeah, BYU's had several All-American tight ends from Hudson to Pitta. Now this group of tight ends hopes to carry on that tradition.
You don't look like a skinny wide receiver anymore. You look like a tight end.
I'm trying to look like that.
What are you eating?
Food, just anything. Anything I get my hands on.
I love the mix that we have. Moroni, who is more of a receiver, and more in the Dennis Pitta, the Andrew George, the Harleen, has a little bit more speed, really good route runner. What's new for him is he's going to sometimes have to put his hand on the ground and block. Tanner Ballery's a tough, grinding, stronger. He blocks really well. I mean, I keep saying that over and over. He blocks really well, but he can also catch and run good routes. But that's what he's so good at. And then Hunter Marshall, who's really smart, both blocking and route running.
Well, Matt Bushman's somebody that's new to BYU fans. What are your expectations for him, and can he do what he did in spring and the fall?
Well, you know, that's what we don't know. You know, I would expect him to be able to, but he hasn't played a college football game yet. My money would say that, yeah, he can do it, but you never know until they're out there in a real game. So I know Moroni can do it because he did it last year. And I know Tanner can do it because he did it last year. So there's so much potential for Matt, but we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see how he does.
Cougars will be honoring the late legendary head coach Lavelle Edwards when we come back. Welcome back to our college football preview. For nearly a half a century, when you think of BYU football, of course, you think of legendary coach Lavelle Edwards.
Absolutely. When Lavelle passed away in December, the football team wanted a way to remember the Hall of Fame coach. In his honor, all season they're going to wear a patch on their jerseys.
And have it front and center on their jersey, and so every time you look at a player, you're going to see him and know that he's there, and we got a lot to live up to, and you know, hopefully we're making him proud. It'll be neat to see that patch week in and week out, and know that, you know, where we've come from and what we're expected to continue to build.
Every day we try to honor his legacy, and that was when he was still alive. You know, and I've been doing that. I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
I wish he wasn't gone. You know, I miss him, and I got to speak with him every week, and I know that he's in a great spot. I know he'll be looking after us, and all we can do is just try to learn from him and try to help influence others, because he was about people.
You won't be easy to go out on that field and not give it your all with that patch on your chest.
It's a great thing.
Inspire the players.
He was a legend, that's for sure. When we come back,
put your head down, and you know, you made those mistakes. You got to deal with this.
The return of Taki Taki and what it means for this Cougars defense.
Sione Takitaki has plenty to smile about. The Cougars have given him a second chance. The redshirt junior, who recorded 40 tackles and 6.5 sacks in 17 games, had to pause his college football career for disciplinary reasons. Brittany Copeland has more on what the Cougars hope is a redemption story.
October 16th, 2015. That is the last time that BYU defensive lineman Sione Takitaki saw playing time on the field here at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. In the nearly 2 years that has passed, he's faced a lot of adversity and grown up along the way.
He gets hit from behind, keeps the ball as he's sacked. Taki may have stripped home, and yes, he did.
Every game hurt it, even practice. You know, practice was even looking awesome, but yeah, it'll make you love the game even more and never take it for granted. So every day when I came back, every day in fall camp, I always go back in with that mindset. You know, you could be at home sitting down right now or doing something else.
During your time away, what did you do to stay prepared, to keep your mind in the game?
I would spend a lot of time with my wife. We would, like, you know, go do outdoor stuff. We would go work out here and there, but keeping my body in shape, that was, you know, the biggest thing.
I'm gonna bring that back when you're done.
Okay.
This picture says 1,000 words.
Okay, smile. No smile.
Like perseverance, inspiration, and now once again, BYU defensive lineman.
Mistakes are part of life, but I think that it's how you respond to it. And even in the game of football, you know, 10% of what happens is is in the game, but the 90% that's left is how you react on it.
You've had disciplinary issues. You've had suspensions. You've dealt with a lot of things. How have you been able to overcome all of that?
Family. My family has, you know, been real supportive and just, you know, telling me to, you know, just keep working, put your head down, and, you know, you made those mistakes. You got to deal with this.
Blitzing. Taki hammers Kemp as he throws.
Taki doesn't like talking about what led him down the wrong path, but he has a message for those that are in similar circumstances.
Just get right back up. See what you can do to get back. Never take time off. You know, if you get a little bump in the road, hop right back up.
Well, behind Taki and that defensive line is a linebacking crew with plenty of experience, all starters returning, which has linebackers coach Steve Kafusi expecting big things from his big-time players.
Well, I think, you know, just starting there with Fred Warner.
Fires up, throws incomplete, intercepted. Fred Warner.
You know, he has the best of both worlds. I mean, yeah, I got speed, I can cover, and yes, you know, I can come up and plug, you know, plug the holes inside, and Butch Pau.
Oh, and he's met.
Man, he's just, you know, he has a little chip on his shoulder, you know. Hey, I'm not that big, but you're not gonna run over me, you know. And he's a tough kid, and he's smart, football smart.
The Cougars pick it off. It's Francis Bernard.
You know, and Francis, you know, he's an athlete. You know, as you know, he's played running back and other positions, but again, big linebacker. His biggest thing, you know, he's a big dude, so I'm always on it. How much you weigh? You know, hey, you keep your weight down. You know, because he can balloon up. He could easily be a defensive end, you know, another position. But he's done a nice job in the off season and just staying lean and conditioning himself. And you know, 3 guys there that very experienced. You know, especially after the first year of learning, you know, the new, you know, scheme.
Now, moving to the defensive backs, Jeremiah, again, there's that word, experience, but you can also add depth to this group.
That's been rare. Remember when cornerbacks were a position of concern for the Cougars almost every year? Well, that's no longer the case.
This might be the deepest, most athletic group of corners that we've had in a while, actually.
And touchdown, Diane Lake!
Of course, I have my work cut out for me because they are so young.
Broken up nicely by Troy Warner.
Is Troy going to stay at corner, or are they going to try to steal him and move him to safety? You going to fight that?
As long as I can, you know, as long as I can. But he's with me. He's with me, you know.
He's a special talent. What's it like to be able to have a talent like that here at BYU that you can work with? And
you know what? His football IQ is what makes him so special. This year would be kind of like having another coach on the field, kind of, you know. And that's what I kind of expect from him. And Diane is similar, you know. Hard-nosed kid that wants to come up and hit you and get in your face. So where those two go is where our whole group will go.
Past couple of years, that corner position maybe wasn't as strong, but I feel like it's getting better now, and we're doing a really good job of just kind of holding our own for this defense.
They were looking for like dudes, and so I was like, I can be one of those dudes. So I had to prove myself and just get gophers, Taki, all the coaches trust, and make it happen on the field, show them what I could do.
It's really competitive. They're selfless. I've got an intelligent group of guys. If they hate me, they haven't said it to my face.
This defense can play good, and we saw glimpses of it. And I think that's why everyone's so excited this year about the defense.
All right, 3 weeks from today, the opening kick with Portland State.
Until then, we hope this will fill the void, a taste of what you can expect to see from the Cougars this fall.
far sideline, picked by the Cougars. Gets the marker and, a fumble late in the play. Ball still loose, and the Cougars pick it up and are taken out the other way. And it is good!
Little thumb nudge.
Trinnaman is there, makes the catch at the 30, 20, 10, and just like that, touchdown Cougars on the first play of the game. Under center snap, goes bootleg, complete to the tight end, 20, 15, 10, into the end zone, Tanner Baldery! It's ultimately caught, the Cougars have it!
One-handed grab on the sideline.
To Squally. Squally has again. Squally into the end zone! Gerald at the 25. He goes for the end zone.